Hi everyone, and welcome to another class on my YouTube channel, Tom Yoga Om. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please hit the subscribe button and the like button. And if you've got any feedback at the end of the class, feel free to leave that in the comment section. Today's class is all about extending out through the spine, and the particular focus today is going to be about opening the space around the shoulders and the neck and understanding why we drop the shoulders in our yoga class and how the effect of that helps us to extend the spine a little bit further and get deeper into the stretch. When you understand this technique, you pretty much take it into every single yoga posture that you do, as far as I've found. So I hope that you find the benefit of that, and I hope it allows you to take your yoga practice to the next level, to a deeper level. Let's get to it. We're going to start on our backs. Just bring yourself down onto your back with your knees bent, and bring one hand onto your chest, one hand onto your belly, just as a means to kind of drop in pretty quickly. And what I like about this position is that it really enables your spine and your whole body to relax right away into the floor. Just take a couple of deep breaths in and out. And start to find your version of breathing that suits you. So if that means a couple of cleansing breaths out of the mouth, or just breathing in and out through the nostrils, or something else, then feel free to do that and make any adjustments you need to get comfortable. And as your spine and your body release and relax here, start to feel the tension in your muscular body or anywhere else release as you exhale. And from a physical point, notice what you are dealing with today, what you're bringing into your practice. Just be mindful of that, and then tune into the mental space, the way that you're feeling right now, the way that you've been feeling recently. And notice if you can just focus in on what that is for you today, what you're coming into the class with today. And try to observe that part of you without judging yourself, without attaching yourself to a judgment about how you're feeling. Be it good or bad, just observe it. And see if, after having tuned into the physical body and into that mental and emotional body, if you can take your awareness completely to your breath. So just start by noticing the smooth air as it passes in through your nostrils, into the back of your throat, your chest and your belly. Notice the shape of your breath, the shape of your body as you breathe. And notice how it changes as you exhale. Just take another breath, focusing in on that shape and that space you create as you breathe in and out. Notice the space you don't create, so where maybe you feel restricted. Notice your arms and your hands rising up as you breathe in. And feel them softening as you breathe out, and take your attention to the space underneath you. Underneath your feet, your hips, your back, your shoulders, your arms, your head. Notice the weight of your body on the floor, and as you exhale, just feel yourself sink down and relax. And finally, listen to the sounds of the room around you, the space around you. And see if you can notice 5 separate sounds. See if you can distinguish them. And when you're ready, if you'd like, you can set an intention for your class today. Just take a big breath in, and whatever comes to you, breathe it in from the atmosphere around you. And as you exhale, imagine it seeping into your body, grounding down into that being that you are, that person that you are right now. You can start to wriggle your fingers and your toes, and we're just going to start by relaxing into the shoulders a little bit. Let's start by bringing our hands out in front of us and reaching them up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, extend them back behind you. And if you don't have space, take a hold of your elbows and just let your arms rest here. Or you can extend your arms back behind you, and let's take 2 deep breaths into the front of the body. Focus on the space of the shoulders, focus on breathing into the belly and into the chest. And as you exhale, can you soften through the shoulders? Just really let them sink down and relax. Let the muscles let go, let them soften. One more breath like that. Good. And when you've let out that second exhale, inhale to lift your arms up to the ceiling. Try to keep your shoulders soft, and as you exhale, float your hands down to the sides of the mat. I want you to hold on to the sides of the mat, keep your shoulders nice and soft, press down into the floor and into the back of your head, and just slide your shoulder blades towards your hips. That's it, and then press down into your feet, press down into your arms, and because we're just starting out, take this first inhale nice and slow, and really gently lift yourself up into a bridge pose, pressing down into your arms, your feet, into your shoulders, keeping them soft, lifting up, stretching into the front body, holding here for 2 breaths. Keep your shoulders soft, keep breathing in as you inhale, lifting up, pressing down, and as you exhale, keep your height here, just soften into the shoulders. And notice that lengthening sensation that you're creating around the sides of your neck as you hold onto your mat here. Take 1 more big breath in. And as you exhale, I want you to roll your spine down nice and slow. Keep your shoulders soft. Keep noticing that space around the shoulders. And bring your hips down onto the floor nice and slow. Good. Then we're going to take a hold of our knees and just circle them a couple of times. And loosen out into that space in our lower back, and circle the other way. We've got the beautiful sun coming in from the windows right now. We've just had like 6 weeks of crappy weekends, crappy weather, and to have the sun come out on this day on my weekend is really nice. I hope it's nice for you guys too, wherever you're at. Just enjoy this moment. Enjoy this gentle stretch, and take 1 more deep breath in to your belly and into your chest. And then as you exhale, to lengthen through the back of the neck, I want you to draw your chin in towards your chest, towards your neck. So your head's on the floor, you're just drawing your chin in, and I want you to pull your knees down at the same time. So you're finding length on both sides of your spine, at both ends of your spine. As you breathe in, inhale into the belly and the chest, let your legs relax, lift your chin up just a little bit. Breathe into that front body, and as you exhale, find your stretch. Draw the chin down, the knees down. And last one, make these movements small. Breathing in and breathing out. Good, and then we're going to slowly rock ourselves up to a sitting position at the top of our mats. If you've got some bricks handy, then please take those for this session. Otherwise, don't worry about it. We can work without them. Just start by coming to a comfortable seat. Bring your hands onto your knees. Circle your shoulders back a couple of times. Today I'm going to repeat a couple of phrases, a couple of sentences that might seem quite repetitive, but they're so important in helping understand this technique of loosening up the shoulders and that space around the neck. The first one is that what I'd like you to do is just relax your shoulders, keep them nice and soft. So let's start by practicing that. Take a big breath into your belly and into your chest. And as you exhale, just soften your shoulders down. Can you find that length in your neck and in your spine by imagining that you're drawing the top of your head upwards, like someone's pulling a string up as you breathe in, lengthening through the spine. And as you exhale, just soften through the shoulders. And take one more big breath in and out like that. Inhaling, lengthening. And exhaling, softening. Good. The next thing we're going to learn to do is to keep our shoulders and our ears away from each other. On your next breath in, just to practice this, I want you to take a big breath in and just lift your hands together. Lift them up and together above you. And notice that as you do this, your ears and your shoulders come towards one another. They're quite close, right? Exhale, bring your hands down. On your next breath in, just do the same thing, but this time don't let your hands touch. Keep your hands nice and broad, and just notice that your ears and your shoulders are a little bit further away from one another. This is the effect that we're going for. See if you can keep the space between the ears and the shoulders a little bit broader like they are right now, and just bring your hands together. That's it. And as you exhale, float your hands down. Good. On your next breath in, do the same thing, but join your hands together first time. Keep your shoulders broad and away from your ears. Good. And exhale, float down. And just to really get that technique locked in, let's do it one more time. Take a big breath in. Keep your shoulders relaxed, keep them broad, and just bring your hands together. And exhale down. The last thing I'm going to teach you today regarding this space is that when we have our ears and our shoulders close to one another, like if we are to lift up without broadening away from the ears, we can sometimes engage the muscles around the shoulders and the neck a little bit too much. And that can, in other yoga poses, or when we're a little bit fatigued or tired or stressed out or tense, it can cause those muscles to lock up, and it kind of engages our spine and our muscles in a way where we might cause ourselves an injury. And apart from the effect and the benefit of keeping the shoulders broad, apart from the benefit that keeping the shoulders broad has of being able to help us lengthen the spine, the other benefit is that we're able to keep this space relatively free from risking of injury just by broadening them away. It's a long way of putting it, but the last thing I want you to learn is that we are not just lifting our hands up and broadening our shoulders away from the ears. We're also needing to drop our shoulder blades when we do this. So what we're doing is taking these two bony bits here, the wings of the shoulders, also known as the scapula, and we want to drop them down our back. And when we do this and broaden the shoulders away from the ears, we create that optimal technique that helps us create space around the shoulders. So that's a lot of words, but what we're going to do is just practice one more time. We're almost there. We're going to inhale, lift our arms up. I want you to interlace your fingers. Inhale to extend your hands up, really reaching up so shoulders come into the ears. And then I want you to exhale and just drop your shoulders down, down, down. So you're dropping your shoulder blades down as you do that. And then broaden your shoulders away from your neck. Can you feel that space that you're creating there? That's the effect that we're going for when we drop our shoulders down, when we relax our shoulders, and when we move our shoulders away from the ears. Okay, can you keep your shoulder blades there? We're just going to do 2 more breaths like this. We're going to exhale, lower our hands down, but keep your shoulder blades down as well. And keep those shoulder blades moving down towards the hips as such, and just lift your arms up. See if you can lock that effect into place as you float your hands up and down. Good, one more. Breathing in and breathing out. Good, next we're just going to switch it up. Let's just take some different movements in here to practice. So inhale, reach your hands out in front of you. Keep your shoulder blades down, keep your shoulders broad. And exhale, float your hands down. Two more. Breathing into the belly, into the chest. And breathing out, floating down. And can you incorporate that lengthening up through the top of the head, so growing a little bit taller through the spine. Last one. Breathing in, lifting up. And breathing out, floating down. Good, let's make it a little bit more challenging now. As you inhale, float your arms up, interlace your fingers, reach your hands up, reach up through the sides of the body. And as you exhale, press down into your sitting bones and just twist your whole torso to the left side. Good, can you keep those shoulder blades down? Just keep your torso twisted and find that nice stretch in your spine. Take 2 deep breaths in and out here. Really breathe into the belly, breathe into the chest. And exhale, ground down. And take 1 more breath here. Good, and then inhale back to center. And as you exhale, twist to the other side. Keep your shoulder blades down, just twisting. It's hard, eh? But this is the effect that this technique can help us kind of utilize. And when we start to incorporate this in other postures, as I'll show you in a moment, you just get so much deeper into your yoga classes. And that's what I love about it. Let's take 1 more breath here. And exhale, twist a little deeper. And then come back to center. Turn your torso back to center. Breathing in. And as you exhale, take your right hand onto the floor. Extend your left arm over, towards the right side. I'm mirroring you for some reason today. Hopefully that works on video. Let's take a big breath into the right side of your body. And a big breath out to extend your hand over towards that right side. Now just notice that your shoulder and your ear on that left side are probably close to one another. So can you broaden your shoulder away from your neck and slide your shoulder blade down your back? That's it. One of the benefits of this as well is that it frees up the space around your neck to either extend out through the neck and extend that top part of the spine, or to utilize the stretch in the neck. Have a go at turning your head to look up towards that left arm. Take 1 more breath here. Exhale to extend, and then press into your bottom hand, lift both arms up, and just change sides. So drop that bottom hand down and extend over towards the left side. Good, again, slide your shoulder blade down your back, move the shoulder away from the ear, and have a go at looking up. To extend through the spine, draw the chin in towards the neck, and take 1 more deep breath in here. Feel that whole spine lengthening over towards that left side. Good, we're going to do 1 more round on each side. So press into your bottom hand, sweep both arms up. Keep the shoulder blades low as you exhale to the other side. Take 1 more breath here. And exhale to extend. And then press into your bottom hand and sweep both arms up. Keep the shoulder blades low. And exhale to the other side. Good, and 1 more breath. Breathe into the right side of the body. Exhale to extend. And press into that bottom hand, lift both arms up. Nice. As you exhale, just take your hands onto your knees and let's circle the shoulders a couple of times to loosen out any kind of kinks that might have built up, which is sometimes the case when we're coming into this for the first time. Alrighty, and from here we're going to come onto our hands and our knees to the top of the mat. And I'd like you to start by making sure that the knees are directly underneath the hips and that the hands are underneath your shoulders. Then I want you to bend your elbows and bend your elbows inwards towards your hips, right? So like that. Notice what happens to your shoulder blades as you do this. Notice that they slide down towards your back. So you're creating that space around the neck. As you inhale, just drop your belly down, press down into the floor and come into your cow position and really breathe into your chest. This is the other great effect of this technique, is that you create space in the front of the chest. As you exhale, keep those elbows a little bit bent and press into your hands, your knees and your feet and round up to the ceiling. Let's do 4 more like that. So breathing in, bending the elbows in towards you, relaxing the shoulders, breathing into the chest. Can you broaden the shoulders away from the neck and really inhale into that front part of your shoulders, the front part of your chest, and exhale, press away. Can you feel how you're getting a little bit deeper just by doing that? Alrighty, 3 more. Breathing in, opening up across the chest, and breathing out, pressing away. Good. 2 more, keep flowing. So it's just 3 things that we're practicing. Shoulders relaxed, shoulders away from the ears, and shoulder blades down the back towards the hips. That's all you need to do, and you get this full lengthening and full opening, and this space created across the front of the chest. And last exhale here, press the mat away from you, find your nice stretch into the spine before coming back to that neutral position. Good. Before we come into our flow, I'd like you to take your right hand to the center of your mat, take your left hand onto your lower back, and let's come into this twist. But before we do, just start with your right arm. So relax into your right shoulder, move the shoulder away from your neck, and then see if you can twist to look up to that left side. Good. Keep your shoulder blades low as you lift your left arm up, turn your palm to face the front of your mat, and just breathe here. 2 more breaths. Lengthen out through the top of the spine. See if you can move your left shoulder up. Relax the left shoulder blade. Move the left shoulder away from your ear. Take 1 more full breath in. And exhale to float your left hand down. Good, just changing sides. So right hand comes onto the lower back. Press down into your knees, your feet, and start by relaxing that left shoulder. Press your shoulder away from your body. Twist to your right side. Looking up to the ceiling. I've got a lot of sun here, it's quite nice. Lift your right arm up. Reach that right shoulder up to the ceiling. Take 1 more deep breath in. A deep breath out. And for this last breath, I want you to find length. So really press into that bottom hand, reach your right arm up. And as you exhale, float everything down onto the floor. Good job. From here, we're just going to step our right leg back, step our left leg back, and just bend the knees left to right. Find a little bit of length in the hamstring. And let's take 3 deep breaths in and out. And even in your plank pose, try to keep your shoulder blades moving towards your hips. Keep your shoulders relaxed, your shoulders broad. And then take a big breath in. And as you exhale, press into your hands, come back into your downward facing dog. Good, and just bend your knees left to right. Find that length in your hamstring. And then take a big breath in, lift both heels off the floor. And as you exhale, ground your heels down, stretch into your hamstring. 2 more, breathing in. And breathing out. And last one, breathing in. And breathing out. Now from here, just before we move, can you move your shoulders away from your ears? So broaden them away. Slide your shoulder blades towards your hips. So relaxing them. And just let your head kind of hang out from between your arms. Let it really lengthen. Let your neck lengthen. Do a couple of yeses and nos. And on your next breath in, lift your left leg up. Take a full inhale in. Bend that left knee. Find a little bit of space. And exhale to step the foot forward to the top of the mat. Good. Drop your back knee to the ground. And let's just inhale. Send the hips back for a moment. And as you exhale, send your hips down. Stretch into that right thigh. 2 more, breathing in and breathing out. And breathing in and breathing out. Good. If you've got some bricks, take them underneath either side of your left foot. If you don't, just use your hands. You'll be all right there. Press down into the floor, into those bricks, and lift your chest up on the inhale. Keep your shoulders nice and soft and relaxed, and find that breath into the front of the chest. And as you exhale, sink your hips down. Good. 1 more breath here, breathing in. And exhale, breathing out. And on your next breath, press into that front foot, sweep both arms up as you breathe in. And then relax your shoulders, move them away from your ears, and sink your hips down. Good. 2 more breaths here. Lifting up and exhaling down. And 1 more, full breath in. And full breath out. Good. Then take your hands onto the bricks as you inhale. Open your chest up. Keep those shoulders relaxed. And as you exhale, tuck the back toes under and fold yourself over your front leg. Let your head kind of release out from between your shoulders as you keep your shoulder blades down your back and your shoulders broad. And then inhale, drop the back knee to the floor. Open your chest up. And exhale to press away. Relax your head, relax your neck. Keep your shoulders broad. Last one, full breath in. And full breath out. Good, and then drop that back knee to the floor, nice and easy. And from here, move those bricks out of your way. Walk your left foot over to the left side of your mat. Walk your hands over to the right side of your mat. And then take your left hand onto your left knee. Inhale to send your hips back. And what I want to avoid here is having the shoulder up in the neck. So just press into that left leg and separate your shoulder and your neck from one another. You're reaching your head out to the right. You're reaching that left knee out to the left. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, just sink your hips down. Good hold here. If it feels all right for your neck, look up to the ceiling or the sky, depending on where you're doing the class. 1 more breath. Good, and then drop your left hand down onto the floor. Lift the back knee up off the mat and walk your hands over towards the right side of the mat. I'm going to open up so that you can see me at the top of the mat. From here, we're going to inhale into a halfway lift. And then I'd like you to bend your elbows, keep your shoulders broad, and just fold yourself down into a wide-legged forward fold. Press into the edges of your feet. And just take another deep breath in and out here. Before taking your hands onto your lower back and just holding here for another 2 breaths. As you take your hands onto your lower back, try to keep your shoulder blades lifted and away from your neck. Try to keep your shoulders broad and try to relax into your head. Last breath in and out. Good, then release your hands onto the floor. Walk them to the top of the mat. Step yourself back into a plank. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, drop your knees onto the floor. Take your hands underneath your shoulders. Take another full breath in. And as you exhale, move your shoulders forward beyond your wrists and bend your elbows so that your elbows stay above your wrists as you lower yourself down onto your belly and onto your torso. Nice. The final thing that I'm going to teach you today is that by moving those shoulder blades down towards your hips, back behind you, you free up the space in your upper back bends. So as we come into our cobra or our up dog, to create that effect in a cobra, the sensation that you should engage is to imagine that your elbows are pulling back behind you, that you're pulling your elbows as far back behind you. And notice that as you pull your elbows back behind you towards your feet, your shoulder blades and your shoulders move away from your ears Can you feel that? That's exactly what we want to do. And that will create space in the chest for you to arch your back, get deeper into your back bend, and get more out of the pose. So pull your elbows back towards your feet, press down into your feet, and inhale to lift your chest up. Breathe into your belly, breathe into your chest, reach your chest forward, feel that space, and exhale, lower down. Let's do that 2 more times. Keep your chin tucked towards your neck. Keep your spine long. Breathe in, lift up. And breathe out, lower down. And last one, breathe in, lift up. And breathe out, lower down. Good, next breath in, power up into a plank or a tabletop. And as you exhale, come back to downward facing dog. And just pedal your knees out left to right. Stretch into your hamstrings. And on your next breath in, lift your right leg up. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, step the foot forward to the top of the mat. Drop the back knee to the floor. And from here, plant your hands down either side of that right foot. If you've got some bricks, take a hold of them. As you inhale, we're going to send the hips back. As you exhale, I want you to send your hips forward, sink them down. Good, just hold here, take 2 deep breaths. Exhale, sinking, relaxing. 1 more. See if you can soften a little more. Good, on your next breath in, inhale, just lift your chest forward. Keep your shoulders nice and soft. And exhale, just press down into your base. 1 more breath like this, breathing in. Keep the shoulders soft, keep them broad, keep the shoulder blades down, and exhale, soften. Last one. Good, and when you're ready, we're going to press into that front foot, press into the back foot, sweep both arms up as you breathe in, and as you exhale, sink your hips down. Now we're going to do this for 2 more breaths. You know what to do. One of the other benefits, there's just so many benefits of flowing in and out, understanding this shoulder dropping technique, is that you can take your poses deeper. If you'd like to do that, for this last breath, I want you to take your thumbs and move them further back behind your head. And notice that you can create a nice safe back bend here as you drop in and out of these postures. Just by moving the thumbs further back. Now if your shoulders were up in your neck, you could engage the back muscles a little bit too much. So just by keeping them broad, you get this full benefit. Take 1 more breath just for fun. Sink your hips down. Good, and then bring your hands down onto the bricks. And from here, we're going to come into some cat-cows, just 3 of them. As you breathe in, open your chest up. As you breathe out, tuck those back toes under. Straighten the front leg and fold over the front leg. Try to keep your head relaxed. And do 2 more. Inhale, dropping the back knee down. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Open your chest up. And exhale, fold. And last one, breathing in. And breathing out. Good, and then bend that front knee. Take your bricks out in front of you and out of your way. Walk your right foot over to your right side, your hands over to your left side. Take your right hand onto your right knee. And again, I'll show you just front on so you can see. And I want you to press your leg away from you. Press that right knee away from you and reach your head as far over to the left as you can. So you're creating a nice stretch in the right side of the neck. See if you can look up to the ceiling. If your shoulder is away from your neck, you should be able to do so just fine. Send your hips back as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, sink them down. Keep the shoulder and the neck away from each other. Let's take 2 more deep breaths here. Enjoy this feeling. See if you can feel a nice stretch in the neck. Keep those shoulders soft. And after your second exhale, just turn back to the top of the mat. And from here, we're going to lift the back knee off the floor. Walk back out into that wide-legged forward fold position. Inhale up into a halfway lift. And just to stretch into the hips. let's keep our shoulders nice and relaxed and just drop our hips over towards the left heel. Lift the right toes up off the floor. And then inhale back to center. And exhale to the other side. And just opening up into that underside of the hamstrings. Let's do 2 more on each side. Breathing in, lifting up. And exhale, lowering down. And see if you can keep your shoulders soft. Keep them relaxed. Keep them unengaged. Keep breathing here. 1 more. And from here, lift yourself back to center. Drop your hips over towards that right foot. And then turn yourself back to the top of your mat. Step back into a plank. Take a full breath in. And as you exhale, drop your knees to the floor. And again, move your shoulders beyond your wrists and lower yourself down onto your belly, onto your torso. Nice. Remember that technique of drawing your elbows back? We're going to do the same thing. This time I want you to lift your hands off the ground as you lift up into your cobra. Keep your chin drawn into your neck. Inhale, lift up. Press down into your feet. And exhale, lower down. 2 more. Breathing in, lifting up. And breathing out, lowering down. And last one. Full breath in. And a full breath out. Good. Let's make a little cushion for our foreheads. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, come down and rest. Just take a couple of deep breaths here. Relax into your side body. Relax into the space around your neck and your shoulders. And take 1 more inhale. And a slow exhale. Good. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit less engaged in that space around the shoulders and the neck. Sometimes we're even asked to do yoga postures where we utilize that relaxing of the shoulders technique while we're relaxed. So that's what we're going to do right now, just to practice it and to show you how it can benefit your pose and your practice. Just start by lifting up onto your forearms. Take your elbows underneath your shoulders. Plant your hands down onto the floor and come into your Sphinx pose. Now I see a lot of people come into their Sphinx pose dropping their torsos down and letting their shoulders ride all the way up into their neck. And this is like not a good thing to do. So, and it's for the same reasons as it's never a good idea in other postures, which is that unless we are really in tune with our body, dropping the shoulders down into the neck or dropping our torso down up into the shoulders just causes those muscles to engage in a way that can sometimes make them pull and then cause us injury. So as you come into your Sphinx pose, press into your hands, your wrists, your elbows, and just lift your torso up and off the ground. Press down into your feet. And as you exhale, try to exhale everything except for that lifting sensation that you're creating around the shoulders and the neck. So relax your belly, relax your middle back, but keep your head elongating upwards. Keep your shoulder blades low and broad. And just take 3 deep breaths in and out here. Really try to soften as you exhale. Notice this space that you create around the neck, this opening sensation. This opening and extending away from tension. And take 1 more full breath in. And as you exhale, slowly bring your hands together and your elbows out wide. Come down onto your forehead. Take 2 deep breaths in and out. And after your second exhale, lift up again. Just come into your child's pose, your balasana. Bring your knees together and your hips back onto your heels. And then slide your hands back towards your feet. Bring your forehead onto the floor or onto a cushion or a brick. And allow those shoulders to soften completely. And don't worry about technique now. Just let them completely relax. Take 5 deep breaths in and out here. Breathe into your lower back, your middle back, your upper back, and exhale to soften. You might like to reflect on your intention, your affirmation. If you set one for yourself at the start of the class. And I kind of like to rock my hips from side to side to loosen the spine out a little bit more. One more breath here. When you're ready, press into your feet and your hands and lift yourself up into just a nice tabletop position. And then cross your ankles over and bring yourself down onto your sitting bones and slide your hips towards your heels. From here, I'd like you to take a hold of the sides of your mat and slowly bring yourself down. And you're going to need to move your arms out of your way and slide your hands further down the mat. But what I want you to try and cause is your shoulder blades to stay as close to your hips as possible. So you're gripping down as you extend your spine and your neck down onto the floor. And once you're down on the ground, hold here, resist the urge to hug the knees into the chest for the time being. And then walk your feet a little bit wider to the edges of your mat and let your knees drop in. Good, and let this be your Shavasana today, or if you really like to, you can extend your legs out. But instead of drawing those knees in or rocking the legs from side to side or coming into a twist, see if you can allow that extension that you've just caused to just settle first. And if you want to do those things, you can do that in a moment. I'm going to take one hand onto our chest, one hand onto the belly. And to settle, let's take 5 deep breaths in and out and just allow your spine and that space underneath you, the space between your body and the mat, to soften. Now hopefully your spine and your body is feeling nice and relaxed. If your body is craving for a twist or some kind of a different stretch, then feel free to do one of those. Otherwise, just lie here, relax, and let's take 5 final deep breaths in and out. And if you are still, if you have found that stillness, then notice the space around the neck and the shoulders. And as you inhale, imagine that you're lengthening and creating space in the vertebrae of your spine. And as you exhale, just soften into that feeling. I hope that you have found in this class that keeping those shoulders broad and elongating through the spine has given you that extra sensation of lengthening and opening into the spine. Sometimes when we haven't opened up a part of our spine for a long time, we can find that the energy that's been stored there floods our body and makes us feel weird things. And I don't mean that in an esoteric way, but you might just feel like you're getting a release of emotions or a release of something you haven't thought about in a while. So just notice what's coming up for you. And notice it without judging yourself. Sometimes the feeling of these emotions or feeling of these thoughts can be a sign that you're letting go of them, that you're in a process of beginning to release them. And I know that that's sometimes hard to accept, but that's been my experience at least. Just notice what is coming up for your experience. And then start to deepen your breath here. Start to wriggle your fingers and your toes. And allow the movement to circle into your wrists and your ankles. And before you move your arms, just turn your head from side to side and make sure your neck feels good. And if it does, extend your limbs in both directions. Take a big breath in. Reaching out through the top of the head, reaching out through the arms, the feet. And exhale your hands and your knees together. Curl yourself up into a little ball and roll over onto your right side and just notice your body for a breath. Here, just take a breath in and out. Tune inwards to how you're feeling. And then come up to a comfortable seat. And this bit here is actually my favorite part of the class, not because we're ending, though that's quite nice as well, just to know that I've gotten to the end, but the fact that we've opened up this space in the shoulders and the neck means that we can practice it one more time, understanding why we're doing it and understanding the effect. So just take your hands out beside you, and as you inhale, press down into the sitting bones, elongate through the top of the head, and as you exhale, soften through your shoulders. We're going to inhale, lift our arms up, and then exhale them down through heart center. Keep your shoulders soft, broad, and your shoulder blades down as you do that. So inhale, lifting up. As you exhale, bring your hands down through heart center. And take one more breath here. Feel that space and length you've created. I hope this class has helped you feel good, and I hope that you've gotten a benefit from understanding this technique. See you next time. Namaste.